Let's do it. What do we got for ourselves here, TJ?
Trumpisms, our favorite Trumpisms, our favorite quotes, or not quotes necessarily, but you guys will see what I'm saying. Lines that Donald Trump loves to use. Okay, so standard tier list. I didn't have time to get cute with it this time, but some of our favorite things that Trump say. I'm not gonna go in order here because I want to get to the ones I really love. So first off, what made me think about this is panicking. Have you seen this, John? Have you seen Trump talking about panicking?
It is. I feel like this is a bad one. Okay, how are we ranking these? Okay, what is S? What is F?
Okay,
like a solid
S is S. All right, S is like excellent and so good that I use it sometimes. And F is wow, embarrassing, man. Trump, you are known for making home run. Okay.
What is the quality of the phrase more so than is it a good thing to say or what? Okay. So panicking.
Right. Yeah.
I think panicking it's not an F, but it's an E in my mind. Like I don't even when I hear panicking, I don't even know what he's talking about. And I get it in the context, but it doesn't even sound very insulting. I think this is one of those ones that isn't gonna last very long. But what do you think? Because I remember you were very excited to talk about it. So I think either you agree with me that it sucks or disagree with me and think it's a good one.
Well, I disagree with you, John, only because I think it's an F. I think it's
okay. It's that bad. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, panicking. When I saw, so for those of you wondering what we're talking about here, Donald Trump said that when the stock market started crashing, he started referring to people who were upset about it as being panicking. Republicans who panic. It's like, oh, you guys are being panicking. Stop panicking. I got this under control. Panicking is awful. It sounds terrible. It reminds me of like pemmican, the beef jerky or whatever. But what's most insulting about the word panicking is that panicrat is right there. You could say panicrat, and that raises it from an F to an A easily. And it's right in line with like the Democrat Party and ever. And he dropped the ball. Trump is losing a step. Yes, like Trump is like panicking is very disappointing. It's what made me want to do this list because like he does have some fantastic ones. So, all right, I'm gonna go with this one right here. I'll go first. I have B lions, but what I mean is billions. And I love how Donald Trump says billions and billions of dollars. It used to really annoy me, but now I love it. Now I almost find myself saying billions because it just rolls off the tongue. It's really fun to say. I'm going to give billions appropriately a B. I'm going to put billions. I want to put it in the B tier. What do you think, John?
That's exactly where I would put it because it's not quite. It's definitely not S tier, but I also don't think it has the impact. Like people don't like quote that, but you're entirely right.
Right.
The delivery, it's his delivery specifically.
Yes.
On billions. Like it's so good. You can even imagine him like doing this. Like it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and he knows it too. He knows the way he's saying it, and he intentionally soaks it up every single time he does it because he knows it's a hit.
Yes, billions and billions. So a lot of stuff Trump says, I just think it's natural to him. That's just how he talks. You know, we all have our own little tics in the way we speak. That is on purpose. There's nobody else on earth it says billions that way. He didn't learn that from anybody. It's just like, oh, this is going to emphasize the fact that I'm saying billions and not millions, and it'll be memorable. And it works. It works. Like, you ever heard someone talk? Oh, wait, did they say billions or millions? Never happens with Trump. Never. When he says billions, you know damn well what he said. Okay, so you'll be on first this time, John. All right. Don't we, folks? Don't we, folks? Is one. All right. You go first, actually.
I think
when Trump, yeah.
I think it's an A tier at the very least. Like, don't we, folks? Like, it's just, and the way here's why I really love it. Is that he uses it. It's a multifaceted phrase for him because sometimes it's just a thing he says. He says that as part of his normal vocabulary, don't we, folks? But sometimes he lathers in it. He'll give a little bit of a pause and be like, don't we, folks? When he's intentionally saying utter bullshit and he knows it and he knows you know it and he still says, don't we, folks, anyway? Because to him, the point is to express that he knows what he's saying is bullshit. And so he says, don't we, folks, to punctuate that point. It's wonderful. And by wonderful, I mean horrific. But like it does work very well.
It's so good. It's so good. Don't we, folks? Is so good. I say it probably every day. I probably say, "Don't we, folks?" This is the thing. What upsets me the most about Trump? Two things upset me about Trump. The first thing is that he's gonna die a winner. I fucking hate that. I
Yep.
fucking hate that he is gonna die. Of all people, Donald Trump is. You know how you have certain folks who will say stuff that you can. What do they call it? Like visualizing. What do they say? It's like you create the future by imagining it, like willing it into existence. I can't remember what it's called. Manifesting that you can manifest reality. I always thought that was bullshit until Trump came along. Trump has manifested his way through life, and it works. And it works. It works every single time he tries, and it's kind of fascinating that way. And so I hate that about him. That he dies a winner, but I also hate that I will remember him until the day I die. Like Trump is never leaving my brain, and he's not leaving you guys' brain either. Like he's gonna die in the next like 10, 15 years, maybe, but he will live on for 100 more years in the minds of everybody else. Oh yeah, manifesting. Thank you, conservatory. Manifesting is what it was, but
I I thought that was her first comment. Like she just slid in there to tell you what manifesting was.
manifesting, you moron. It's so all right. So with Don't We Folks, I have to give Don't We Folks an A tier because it's not funny necessarily, but it has so much usefulness. I say like, oh, we love coming to work, don't we, folks? Or it's a long day. We love our long days, don't we, folks? I can't get enough of it. So maybe not an S, but an absolute A tier, don't we, folks? I love it. Okay. This one I pulled up here, and so I wrote tremendous and hyperbole. And what I meant by that is I had a hard time writing it out in that Trump only speaks in hyperbole. He will come up and he says that we've got this bill, and folks, this bill is tremendous. This bill is beautiful. Or he'll say, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. No one has ever seen anything like this. Things are either catastrophic. Well, he doesn't say catastrophic. Things are either
Too many
terrible.
syllables.
Yeah, he doesn't say catastrophic. I've never heard him say catastrophic. It is weird though when he whips out a word you don't expect. Like, oh wow, I didn't expect that. But something is always the worst thing that's ever happened. No one's ever seen this before, or I've done better than this than anybody. It's constant hyperbole, which it does get grating. Is it my turn or your turn?
I don't even fucking know. I think it's your turn to say it first.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm giving this one a C because no, I'm giving it a B. I'm giving it a B. It's not as good as Billions, but I don't think it deserves a second letter. But because it's memorable, but I find it so fucking grating. I just find it grating that he always does it, but it works because it's memorable. That's the whole point of oratory.
I think I'm cool with. I would give it a C even just
Okay.
because I don't find it. It's weird because it is one of the most easily replicable Trumpisms.
Yeah.
Where you just speak in hyperbole. It's the greatest ever, and you do the accordion hands. Everyone, even if they don't have the impersonation, as long as you speak in hyperbole and do the accordion hands, you're talking about Trump, and it is trademark, but also, and it's effective, but it's not very good. Like it doesn't speak to me. It
Yes.
doesn't make it move, TJ.
Yeah. I think if you're dumber, maybe this one would work. But for like folks like us, I don't think it is. Okay, this one is kind of similar, and you'll be going first on this one. It's Can You Believe It? And I think you already know what I'm saying here is that Trump, he will tell a story, and he talks like in Springfield, they're eating the dogs. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it? And every single time the answer is no because it's not true. Like without fail, if Donald Trump says, "Can you believe it?" I don't even need to know what he said first. I would put my life savings on it isn't true.
So what do you think? Where should it go?
I put that on the same line as Don't We Folks, but not quite as good as Don't We Folks. The same tier, but lower on the string.
All right. Can you believe it is kind of a tricky one for me because I don't. It's strange. Like it should be the same as Don't We Folks for me, but it's not because I use Don't We Folks all the time. I couldn't imagine doing the Can You Believe It? I couldn't imagine doing that because it's so absurd. But it is so funny because whenever he says it, you're right, John. The answer always is actually no. I can't believe that. Are you saying you do? Because that seems kind of wild like there. So can you believe it? I do find it funny. I don't find it quite as good as Don't We Folks. I'm going to give it, you know what? I got the choice here. I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C.
All right, you got it.
I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C. All right. So, John, I'm going to go next on this one. And I don't know if you can read it, but you already know I love this one. This is when Donald Trump says, died like a dog. I couldn't even say it without laughing.
We already know where this one's going, TJ.
This is Dwight. This is like, obviously, if you guys know me at all, it's like this is an immediate S tier for me. Is that one when Donald Trump got elected the first time, one of the things that I couldn't wait to see, like I was like waiting in horror, is that we're gonna have to hear this guy after like national tragedies and school shootings and shit. But I didn't prepare myself for whenever the U.S. military killed a terrorist, because every time Trump kills a terrorist, he gets up there and says, "We hunted him down, and he died. He died like a dog." And he says it with such like gravitas, like a dog, and I love it. I
with
love
the
it.
New York accent, the dog, like the oh my god, and it's the only time like Trump has a specific accent, you know.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yeah.
always sound New York, but when he says that, you're like, that guy's from fucking New York. No, that is S tier all the way. I don't think we got any disagree. This one's so good that
It's so
I
good.
caught myself using it without even realizing I was like doing a Trump thing. Like when I say don't we folks, when I say, you know, the other Trump things, I'm consciously making fun of Donald Trump. I've caught myself saying died like a dog and then later realize what I did. Like it has become part of me now. That's how good it is. I don't know why I'm crying. I just got sick in my
died
head.
like a dog is so funny. And also, I know we're probably going to get grief on this. It's like, oh, you guys are laughing about Donald Trump. This is a serious issue. We know it's a serious issue. But like, you've seen this happen where people are like they're unable to recognize skill in a terrible person. That kind of bothers me when that happens.
Very upsetting.
It's very upsetting. Yes, it's very annoying because I will say all the time that listen, Donald Trump is funny. The guy has genuine comedic skill. I often say he's the only funny right wing comedian, and I'll hear people say, "Oh, I've never heard Trump say anything funny. Nothing he's ever done is funny."
You're lying. You are disingenuously representing the correct position.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't know about you, John, but I've never heard anyone who was good at comedy say Trump is bad at it. Everyone I've heard say Trump isn't funny. It's like, oh, well, yeah, what would you know? You couldn't tell a joke to save your mother's life. It couldn't happen. But yeah, people who know funny recognize Donald Trump as funny. Doesn't mean he's a good person. Doesn't mean we want to emulate him. Doesn't mean that we think his horrible positions or even his jokes are decent or honorable. But yeah, funny is funny. I'm sorry.
Funny is funny, and it goes beyond that because it's just like you have to be able to recognize what they're good at in order to know how to defeat them. Like to pretend that just because he's a terrible person doesn't mean he's good at anything. Like, okay, well, if that's the case, and it's very funny because all of the people who say that are also people who like don't blame Democrats for losing to him, and it's like you can't have it both ways, bro.
Nope.
Either you think Donald Trump has no redeemable qualities, or you think that he does some things correctly, and by correctly you can put that in whatever way, effectively, and you can't live in a world where Donald Trump is the worst person. He's terrible at everything. And also Democrats aren't to blame for not defeating him. That just, it doesn't follow.
Yeah, man. Oh, I just saw Kyle commented, Panicking sounds like panic pelicans. It's so bad. It's such a bad, oh God.
It sounds
there's
like,
nothing...
like a Native American tribe to me. Like it's like the first time I saw it, I thought it was like a Pocahontas play or something. Maybe that's why. I don't know. It just or like It sounds like that to me. I can't give like a 1-to-1 of why that is, but that's just the first association in my head.
All right, I'm going to call a very controversial audible here, John. Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I don't have it written down because I just thought of it. Well, when you mentioned it, Pocahontas. Now, the Pocahontas thing, I think it's funny. I don't give a fuck what any of you guys say. I get shit on this all the time. It is funny. And by the way, not only is it funny, it's not racist. It's not. This is because Elizabeth, this is what happened, all right? Elizabeth Warren spent 70 years claiming to be Native American. I forgot what school she went to, but she made some sort of presentation or speech how she was the first woman of color to be accepted into like Yale or Harvard Law School. She would do these videos talking about her Native American ancestry, and it always bugged me when people claimed to be part Native American. When I was a kid, everyone claimed to be part Cherokee Indian, although I'd never met one Cherokee Indian in my life. Never happened, but somehow everyone I knew was part Cherokee. That seemed kind of odd. And they would always say, well, I know I'm part Cherokee because I have these high cheekbones or I get tan in the summer. So that's not a reason. And then I saw Elizabeth Warren do this video showing a picture of her great grandmother. She said, look at those high cheekbones. That's how you know she's Native. That's when I was like, okay, I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. And then she did the DNA test, which showed she had one Native American ancestor 8 to 10 generations ago. Someone she had no contact with, someone who wasn't, part of her culture at all, something she knew nothing about. She had like just as much Native ancestry as any other American, and has been a part of your identity for 70 years. And Trump is the racist for calling her Pocahontas? No, like that's something I would do. That you've been pretending to be Native American. I'm going to call you Pocahontas. It's fucking funny. That doesn't mean now Trump is a racist. That comment, however, perfectly fair game if you ask me. I don't know what you think, John. You don't have the answer if you don't want to.
I'm in 100% agreement with you on this one because here's the thing: funny's funny, and here's the other thing:
Mhm.
this isn't just it's funny because it's funny, so it's okay if it's also like morally incorrect. It's also morally
Mhm.
correct. He is making
He's
fun
right.
of a person in power, a white person in power, pretending to be Native American for political gain. That is what we say. Why is it funny? We say that on the show all the time. That's why it's funny. It's funny because it's making fun of a person in power manipulating people by lying about their Native American ancestry. That's why it's funny. It's not making fun of Pocahontas. It's not making fun of Native Americans. Now,
Right.
what I will agree with, or I don't know. So Kyle brings something up here, and he says Trump doesn't know how to tell jokes. Sargi editing and panel of experts coming with funny names, and I did stand up. And I will say, I don't think Trump thought all that through. I don't think Trump is good at formulating jokes. I don't think he's good at
No,
writing
no.
jokes. He's just a naturally funny person
He's
with a
funny. Right.
high
Yeah.
level understanding of comedic timing. Those are two
Yes.
different skills. You have good joke writers, you have good people who are good at comedic timing, you have people who just have funny personalities. Donald Trump is the two latter things. He's not good at the art of comedy. He just is a
No.
funny person. Two distinctly different things.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I would never come up here and say Donald Trump is good at crafting a joke. I would never say that. But when it comes to like insulting people on the spot or knowing what the crowd will react to, it's great. It's hard to find people better at it. But yeah, the Pocahontas thing has always bugged me because for years I felt like it was a standard lib comment to say Trump was racist for saying the Pocahontas thing. It's like, no, it's not, man. No, I don't know what you want to
Yeah,
tell us.
you're
Okay.
incorrect.
Also,
That's a
Elizabeth
broken
Warren.
clock.
If I were her, that DNA test would have never seen the light of day.
How the
Like it would
fuck
have
did
never.
it? How the hell?
But she released it herself. Oh, there you go. One native ancestor 8 generations ago. And people for a little while, they tried saying, oh, look, she has the ancestry. And my response to that was, you think Elizabeth Warren is Native American because of an ancestor she had 8 generations ago. All right. If Donald Trump had a black ancestor 8 generations ago, would you allow him to say the N-word? Would you? The answer is fucking no. Of course it's no. And it's like, that's how this shit works. And I don't know, it annoyed me when this happened. Although I will have to say, I don't think Elizabeth Warren was being purposefully dishonest. I don't. I think that she bought into family lore like a lot of people did when they were little and then didn't find out till later that it was bullshit. That could happen to anybody, but doesn't make it any less true that, she was incorrect. And she wrote a book called Pow Wow Chow. You know that, John?
No, she didn't.
Elizabeth Warren and her sister wrote a Native American cookbook called Pow Wow Chow. You can look it up. We're talking
How
about.
did I not know about this?
Yeah, I know it's bad, right? And so, yeah, like if Trump did all that exact same shit, people would be saying that's fucked up. That's pretty wrong, man. So, look, just because Trump said it doesn't mean it's bad. So,
yeah, I would go this far, TJ. It's far less damning that she thought she was Native American because I agree with you. I think she believed she was Native American.
yeah,
It's far more damning that she released the DNA
That's
test. In
just
my
stupid. That's
like
just
that shit
stupid.
is just
That's just
stupid.
stupid.
Like
Political
I don't
malpractice.
care if you thought you were Native American as a family like history and you were wrong about it. Like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have been so hard in the paint on that point without checking. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
like that's a forgivable offense in my mind. You know, I'm a white guy, so maybe I'm not the arbiter of what is okay here. But it's far more damning that she thought that releasing the DNA test was a
Yeah.
good idea. That is putrid political instincts.
Yeah, Kyle. Kyle says Trump was making fun of Warren's supposed identity, not trying to make fun of a white person for taking a marginalized identity. Kyle, this is factually inaccurate. I love you, man. I do, but I was there. I remember the entire because Trump he said this all the time. And now now a lot of times when he said it, it was pretty racist. But with Warren, he says, I don't believe she's a Native American. And the reason she took the DNA test is Trump's like, what was the bet? He made some sort of bet with her. Like, you take the DNA test and I'll pay for it or something like that. He didn't believe her. He said this all the time before she actually released it. So no, he wasn't saying, oh, I'm making fun of, not that Trump's above something like that. But no, he didn't believe that at all. Not for 1 second. And so, and I said, yeah, hey, I don't know either. I just know that I had been suspicious of everyone claiming to be Native American. And then as DNA tests came out, all of them seemed to be lying. Did you find it, John?
Yeah, so wait, hold on. I'm just reading this CNN article
Sure.
off this. So this is a CNN article from 2018. President Donald Trump claims he, quote, didn't say that he would pay $1 million to Democrat Senator
Yes.
Elizabeth Warren for taking DNA tests to review her Native American heritage after she released the result of one on Monday morning. Who
Yeah.
cares? Trump said when asked about the DNA test. When pressed on the once promised $1 million payment, Trump responded, I didn't say that. You better read it again. In fact, Trump did promise $1 million during a July rally, but only if the test showed she was, quote, an Indian. At a rally in July, Trump said, and we will say, I will give you $1 million paid for by Trump to your
Yeah.
favorite charity if you take the test and it shows you're an Indian. We'll
Yeah.
see what she does.
Yeah. Trump.
Okay, that makes sense. She was calling him on his $1 million. But you know what? Yeah, you still shouldn't have released the test. It
You
still
shouldn't have
makes you
released it.
so
Okay.
bad. That,
Because,
that,
yeah.
that did more than $1 million worth of damage to you, Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was
Like,
still bad instincts, but at least
he's,
I understand it a little bit more now.
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and thinking that he would honor that, by the way. Like,
Right. Yeah. It's like you lose either way. You're not getting $1 million. And honestly, you shouldn't. Being one 102nd Native American doesn't count or whatever. So wouldn't count for anything else.
and also, I do want to be clear. Do I think Donald Trump harbors prejudiced beliefs against Native
Almost
Americans
certainly.
and totally makes fun of them in bad ways all the
Yeah.
fucking time? 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
But this ain't one of those times.
But he was right. Yeah, this is like people get blinded by it. Trump is a terrible person, therefore what he did must have been terrible. No. Like what he did there is like honestly, I have a hard time like seeing where I would deviate from Trump's actions.
That's exactly what I would do too. That's exactly what I do.
It looked
too,
pretty
DJ.
similar, yeah.
Call her Pocahontas. That's perfect.
All right, so we got two more. All right, many people are saying is maybe the most popular Trumpism. I think because it's something that it's a phrase that maybe you would have said in the past. It wouldn't have been foreign, but of course, people say it a whole lot more now. I would rank many people are saying as a B tier, not above billions, but something that's just good because it just fits so in so many instances, whether it's true or whether it's false or if it's inconclusive. I think that it's just a good, solid, middle of the road one that I do use quite often.
Yeah, no, I would put an A tier, TJ. Like I because of the versatility. Like that's
Yes.
you hit the nail on the head with that word. It's so versatile. Like billions isn't very versatile. Don't we, folks, is also pretty versatile.
It is.
Many people are saying, as you said, you can use it in many different ways. You can use it to back up a correct statement. You can use it to make fun of an incredibly incorrect statement. It is so usable, and that's why I love it. That's why it's an A tier.
All right, good stuff. All right, so John, we got you here for hit the wrong thing there. We got you for our last one here. Tears in their eyes. Do you know what I'm referencing here with tears in their eyes?
I 100% recognize it, but I'm forgetting about the specific thing he used it.
So Trump he'll always tell these stories. The most recent one he told was about coal miners. And he said that I'm getting rid of Biden's horrible regulations on coal. He thinks clean coal is like coal you clean. He's like, we're gonna take coal, we're gonna clean it. I had coal miners walk up to me and say, "Sir, we're grateful for what you did. These are big men, strong men, tears in their eyes." And they said, "Thank you, Mr. Trump. We really appreciate it." And he loves doing this. He does it with military guys. He does this with finance guys. He always tells these stories about men with just bawling their eyes out, telling them how grateful they are for him.
Yeah, no, it's so to me, I put that in line with the hyperbole. Like it's kind of the same flavor. But you're right. He only does it with men. I've only ever noticed him do it with men. This is the first time that you're that I'm thinking about it. This is the first I'm hearing of this. That should have been on the fucking thing.
It should
That
have
was a
been.
miss.
That was so
This is
good.
the first I'm hearing of this. That would have been an S tier one. And that's not even a Trumpism. That's he said it one time.
Yeah,
But it
it was
was
just so good.
so perfect. But yeah, I would put that. I would put that C tier. Solid, just average, par for the course Trumpism.
John, this is our first major disagreement. Tears in their eyes is an S tier.
You think S tier?
Tears
Okay,
in their
okay.
eyes. Tears in their eyes is my favorite Trumpism. It is by far.
Really?
It is my favorite one because the stories are always absurd. They're always ridiculous. When I came into office in 2017, I had the generals come up and they said, "Sir," and they had tears in their eyes. And they said, Barack Obama has left us with no ammunition. What are we going to do about this? I talked to Border Patrol agents and they came up to me, tears in their eyes. I love every time he says tears in their eyes, I stand up and cheer. I love it. It's so ridiculous. It's so absurd. And he keeps using it. And I don't know. I love it. Tears in their eyes is actually that definitely is my favorite. That's a fantastic one for me. You're right. I wish we would have included. We should do the one-offs. The one-offs are great too. Like like what you were talking about is like, oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. You're telling me about this for the first time. I've never heard this before. I want to make that very clear. Just fantastic. I also like when he learns a new word and he says, "Nobody ever knew what this groceries." Have you? Yeah. When he learns a new word, that's fit.
Word grocery.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. But all right, I think that's it, John. Unless you got anything else to add here. What do you think?
I just got to add, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys happen to watch this entire live show, I apologize. This is not our best effort, but like and subscribe anyway. Otherwise, you will die like a dog.
Like a dog. We really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. It's been fun. We are the favorite podcast, the favorite YouTube channel of lots of men, strong men, tears in their eyes. They love it. We hope you guys do too. Catch you later.